Hi Flosstube, welcome. My name is Emily. I'm Crafty Emily here on Flosstube, and this is my Flosstube. I think I'm on number 9. I might be wrong. I've lost count. I've lost count. I'm just hopeless. It is Saturday, November the 7th, and I am not at work today because England, specifically England, has gone into a full-on lockdown. We have got a month now where we cannot do anything except go to work if you cannot work from home, do essential shopping, do doctor's appointments, and take your children to school. Schools are open, which will keep my children sane at least and keep them educated, because let's be honest, they didn't do a great deal last time we locked down. Bless them. Anyway, so yeah, so we're on Saturday. So normally I work Thursday, Saturday and Sunday at my second job, and I've been furloughed from that because it's I work in the golf clubhouse, so it's serves food, it's a bar. Yeah, no, we're on furlough for at least a month now. Hopefully it's not going to roll past December the 3rd, I think it finishes. But my original job, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday, is they have classed themselves as manufacturing. We make gifts. We make little they're about, some of them are about that size circles. That's why I'm doing this with my hand. I'm not just loony. Well, you know, sort of. Anyway, so there we are in work there. So I'm doing full time now. Furlough had ended, and we'd had our notices of redundancy. So they can't enrol us back on furlough. Furlough has now been extended in the UK until the end of March, which is fabulous for anyone in the service industry, anyone in the arts, anyone who's literally cannot get back to work. So it's taken all the pressure off all those companies that were, like the company I'm working for, reached the end of the original furlough and gone, no orders, we have to close. So their closing will be made redundant, and then basically we'll see. The bosses have said that they're not ready to retire, so I'm not 100% sure what's going to be happening. I'm going to work out my notice. I'm going to work until I'm put on my notice, because I only have to work 2 weeks notice, and they need me there. So I'll be put on notice 2 weeks before everybody finishes, and then at that date I'll find out what's happening. But I'm very happy with the other job I got, and long term that might be the one for me. We'll see how things pan out. But for right now, I have my weekends back. Just for right now. Okay, so that's my life update. My kids are in school, and I did the supermarket shop a couple of days ago, and I popped to Sainsbury's last night just to get bits and bobs. Still managed to spend £85 on not very much, because it's Sainsbury's and I buy tons of jars of coffee when I go into Sainsbury's, and you know, it's one of our high-end of the ordinary supermarkets in the UK. You've got Waitrose, you've got Sainsbury's, you've got Morrison's, you've got Tesco's and Asda, and then you go Lidl, and then you go Aldi down in the bottom rungs. But I'm usually an Aldi Lidl shopper. Every now and again I go to Tesco's, every now and again I go to Sainsbury's. It's always expensive. Anyway, I love this stuff, but it's expensive. Anyway, I thought I'd wear my shawl today. This is one that I crocheted for myself when I was watching Krista at the Secret Yarnery a lot when I first got into YouTube. This is called an Aerogenia, I will put it up here, shawl. It's a free download pattern, and it's very, very easy to follow. This is in a Rico cotton, and it's lovely. Very simple stitches, exactly the same repeats, and yeah, I love it. And I wear it as much as I can. And it's cotton, so it's not so heavy. I've got a lovely wool one I knitted myself in merino, which I daren't wash. Yeah, I'm going to have to wash it this year. But I wear that almost all the time. So this is my lovely, I just love the border. You've got to hang it kind of just right to get the border across. I know I always look funny in a shawl because I've got a really tiny head. really tiny head. I really have got a tiny head. If I ever bring any of my kids in, you'll see how tiny my head is compared to theirs, but you know, we'll see. Anyway, cross stitch. This is a cross stitch channel. I'm sorry. I'm not used to having days off. I did 7 days straight last week. I worked yeah, right through. So that was a big week and I was really tired, and I got Thursday off when the lockdown started on Thursday, and I was due to work on Thursday, so I didn't work Thursday. I was in my other job 9 till 4 yesterday, and I now have my full weekend off, and I'm back to 9 to 5 for my first job. And from now on I'm pretty much going to be sitting on my butt in there all day, so it's not hard. It's skilled but not hard, if you see what I mean. It's what I like to do, so you know, it's not physically demanding. I'm not going to walk 7 miles around there. Anyway, I'm a cross stitcher. Probably should have led with that. And I've done loads. I have 2 finishes and 2 new starts, and the things I've been working on this week, last 2 weeks or so. Sorry, the last week I meant to make a video, but honestly it was just a blur of being at work and sleeping. I didn't really do anything else other than be at work and sleep and watch a lot of US lead up to the election, which obviously doesn't really affect me in the UK here, but I think it affects all of us, really. Anyway, enough of that. So my first finish was my Lakeside Needlecraft Spooky Halloween, which I did fully finish in time. I finished it on the 31st. I did not get it framed. As you can clearly see, it's not framed, but it is finished. Here it is. Now this was a Lakeside Needlecraft pattern. I bought the full kit up from them, so this is the fabric. It's their own fabric. Even weave, 36 count, lakesideneedlecraft.co.uk. There we go. Sans detergent. I won't wash it anyway. It will get framed. Robin's going to make me a plain pine frame for this, which I will get Maddie to paint out black with some black pearl, put some iridescent medium in it so it's slightly sparkly, and all the white. If anyone has seen my Instagram post, all the white is glow in the dark, and if you charge it up we've got a 1300 lumen bike light, which literally sears your eyes for about 3 hours if you accidentally look at it. I did. If you charge it up, it is really glowy, but it wouldn't glow all night. It discharges super quick, but it's fun for a bit gimmicky picture. You know, you charge it up, take a picture, and there we go. So I got it finished. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did 2 strands over 2, even though it's 36 count, because it was predominantly black. Because it was predominantly black and I didn't want to be able to see anything through the stitches. And the only thing I had to change, because it had a 2017 and the O was like a swirl, I had to change up the 20 to make 2020. So I sort of made them kind of eyeballs, but it's not noticeable, and I had to fudge that bit. So there's my Spooky Halloween, all finished. Need to fully finish it though. Love it. One. Then, just this morning, because I'm going to start an ink circles, I haven't started the Big Red Ship of Life, the medium size. I've still got to check. I haven't bought the pattern yet. I've not had a minute, honestly. I've not had a minute where I haven't been knackered. So I haven't checked yet, but here is my elegant squid. I thought I may as well finish the ink circles I was already doing. So today I finished it. Took me yesterday lunchtime. I only get half an hour, so it was like 25 minutes stitching, and a bit last night and a bit today to finish it. Ink circles. Ooh, elegant squid. This is for my eldest daughter. I already have a frame for it, just a square white frame bought from Dunelm, I think, that this is going to fit perfectly in. It's on a 28 count iridescent Laguna, so it's got the sparkle, the sort of turquoisey green sparkle through it. I'm probably just wangling it pointlessly there. it's done in silks. We have got, oh, I've just flung it over there. It's my Karen, oh God, everything's just fallen off. There we go. Karen Water Lily in Ocean Breeze, 181 Ocean Breeze is all the background. And then the navy blue is Down Under Blues, a dinky dye. One of my absolute favourites. It's just a lovely variegating navy blue, elegant squid, done. Really, really happy with that. I bought her the Crack and Wakes John Wyndham book. Best book ever. One of the best books ever, in my opinion. I love John Wyndham books. And she read it and she had squiddy nightmares. And then I saw this pattern and I was like, she has to have a squiddy pattern. So there's my two finishes. That will be framed because it's for my daughter, and I actually have the frame already. It was a bought frame, so that won't be too long before I do that. Okay, now my average viewing is only 15 minutes, I think. So I don't think very many people get to the end of my video, where I always do my little gizzit at the end of the video. So this time I thought I'd do it fairly at the beginning, so we'll break it up now. Last time I offered the pattern of Nantucket Rose. I found there's a little British postage stamp. It's got a lovely lion on it, so that'll be popped in with it. It's just a little tiny needle minder. It's just a little UK stamp, like a first class stamp. It actually says first on it. So there's that there. Same again, same as always. It's mounted on a piece of wood, and I've resined over the stamp so that it's lovely and smooth. I've just lost the back. Where is it? Oh, there's the back. Anyway, so I only had 8 people ask for the pattern, which, as anyone who's watched any of my other videos knows, I got an auction lot of like embroidery stands and frames, and this was just in one of the boxes already started. So I'm going to finish her, and even though she's not quite my style, I'm more than happy to stitch on basically anything. So I had 8 people ask, and this is going to Bat Stitch Crazy. Fantastic name, I love it. It's a phrase I use all the time, obviously with the, instead of stitch, the normal word that you put in there. I love it. It's a word that we use all the time in our house. But I did random number, and it did come out there. See, I did random number. So that's that. Now, so I'll give you a couple of days, because if you watch it, it's always nice to find out you've won something. And if you don't watch this video, this is Bat Stitch Crazy, I'll comment on your comment in a bit, so you can just ping me an email and let me know your postage address, and I'll pop that off to you. Now this time I'm going to do the giveaway straight away. It's a bit of an apology, and because I haven't listed the bags on Etsy that I promised. These are all finished, waiting to be listed. These are the Halloween bags. Yes, I know Halloween has been and gone, and I should be doing Christmas ones, but I'm still going to list them because most of us do dark stitching all year round. These ones, actually, all these little white ghosty ghoulies and the stormtrooper things, they glow. I've checked them. They do glow. They're fantastic. So there's same deal with me. You get the sparkly vinyl in the bag. This is the only one without a pocket. I'm going to show you the pocket. This one doesn't have one. All the others do. This one looks like a really, really pretty batik with some lovely gold and purple edging. At the back is spidery. I love this fabric. I bought this to make face masks for my little boy, but couldn't resist. I had to buy 1/2 metre of it, so I've got enough to make a couple of bags with. And this one is the same fabric on the front and the back. This one has the pocket from the back of the jeans in it, which is good for scissors and your stitch ripper and all those bits and pieces that we've all got lying around that we should have in our bags and never can find them when we need them. There's a nice one there with the kawaii pumpkins. I made me a Halloween face mask and wore it to work. youngest daughter now wears that one to school. They have to wear face masks in school now. Same again as the other one with the black binding. And there's a BB8 one. Very cute. And there's one there with that one. That's the only bag I have in that, because that's just one piece of fabric I had. Now, here is today's gizzit if you want it. He's a BB8 one with an orange binding, an orange starry binding, an orange tassely thing. I got them in a pack. I was looking for the lobster claws to make scissor fobs. Oh god, brain tired. Excuse the bags under my eyes. I know I look tired. Can't help that. I'm kind of tired. And they came in the pack, so I'm using them on here. They're just a little dingle dangle. So this has got a front pocket. And you can see the front pocket of the jeans in there, all finished out. But this one is a giveaway because it's not perfect. They're not perfect. Somebody bought a bag from me. Turns out my skin is unbelievably thin. How I'm even making videos, I don't know, because the opportunity to get picked on, and that is high. She was really lovely. She left me a review and said, not very professional, there's wobbly lines and some of the stitching's a bit wobbly. I'm not professional. Sorry if you think I am. I'm not a professional bag maker. I'm not the bag makers you see on Etsy and you see on Flosstube churning out the bags. That's not my job. It's not what I do. I make bags because I love fabrics. I love the sparkles. I love the denim. I love making them, and to be honest, I love making them. It's just they're just little bits, and you might get a wobbly line here or there. I try super hard. As I said, my binding went a bit wide. Hers was one of the first bags I made, and I was still wrestling with the sewing machine. I'm getting better. We all get better. That was a really pretty bag. Anyway, so this one here, for some reason my binding went wide. So I unironed the binding. Your bias binding, you know, is like a you cut 2.5 inches and you fold it 1/2 inch each side and then fold it in half again, and that gives you the edge. Because I don't do the bag where you cut the back bigger and then fold and fold, because I found that really, really difficult to get a really nice corner on them. Anyway, so I make a bias binding and do a bias binding, but it's all handmade bias binding, and it for some reason it was really, really wide, so I ironed it all flat again, cut 1/4 inch off it and redid it, so the binding is now behind me. Oh no, it's actually under what the camera's sitting on, so I can't actually grab it out, but I've got all this binding all ironed again, so I've had to do it twice. So this is a giveaway, and please be aware that there is a little tiny bit of hand stitching at the corner here where my sewing machine missed, and some of it is machined with a slightly wobbly line. So this one I have deemed unsellable, so I'm going to give it away. It's lovely. So if you'd like this, just leave me a little comment. Just leave me a little comment and I'll do a random pick out for this. I'll post anywhere. What I do, I get a piece of foam core. Gets folded, gets wrapped. That fits through standard large letter in the UK, which means I can post anywhere in the world under £6, which for me is good. So there we go. If you want this, just give us a little tinkle. So right, we're 20 minutes in and I've really done not very much. Okay, onwards. So what have I done in this last little period of stitching? So I finished. This is my Barbara Anna Christmas cake. It's a sal. It's in 4 parts. Part 2 came out on the 1st of November. I have downloaded it. I have got it ready and I will do it soon. This is part 1, which is all finished because I got my Krynic and I got the flesh colour for Santa in my order from Lakeside, and that's about the colour. It is 28 count Crystal Dwarf Laguna. Picture this plus. Little piece I got from 123 Stitch, the second time I ordered from them, and I got a couple of bits of Picture This Plus, you can see it's not a rectangle. It's very much wider towards the bottom, which is fine because this gets very much wider towards the bottom, and however it comes out, I will finish it up. So I've got part 2, but that's part 1 completely finished. So I finished that off as soon as my cry knit came, which I quite like. It was, I mean, the stitches aren't the neatest stitches I've ever done, but it's sparkly and it's nice, and it's really the first time I've used the braid. So yeah, apologies for my hands, fingernails. There's a little bit, I'm a little bit painty because I was at my other job. It takes a couple of days to get the stuff that goes under your nails. That's printing ink. I'm not just filthy dirty human, that's printing ink. It really doesn't come out, and I'm not soaking my fingers in bleach or anything like that to get it to come out. A couple of days and it'll be off. I also have a piece of green Fimo under that one. I was doing Fimo last night, so there we go. So that's that, Bob Brown and Designs Christmas cake. So, and I get that from Creative Poppy, which is like I used online PDF pattern people. Perfect. It was very straightforward to log back in and get my second part downloaded. I did a little tiny bit of New Normal, but I'm going to frog it again. I'm fussing with this one. So here's my New Normal, Long Dog sampler, of course. I'm going to find, I think Pandemic's between the bed and the crap. I think a few of them have fallen, or I might have actually put it away in the drawer over there. I'm not sure. Oh, get rid of that. Now, I said last time that I was frogging out the 310 Etoile because I've got what's it called? 3371? 3799. 3799 is the darkest grey. You can clearly see that's Etoile. That is just sparkling everywhere. Anyway, I got that instead of the black, which I'm much happier with because it's slightly softer, as you can see. So I redid all the border. I've taken out the little woodpecker I need to put him back in. I need to put back in a few little pieces that I frogged out. So I did some frogging basically and some restitching. And then a lady put up on the Facebook group, the New Normal Facebook group, her beautiful, and her hair, there's mine, you can barely see my hair. She did her hair in the contrast, the background, so hers is grey, and I just went, my hair needs to be grey. So I'm going to frog out my hair and he's going to be grey. I'm not even entirely sure why I didn't do him grey in the first place. That's my son's phone trilling. One of his games is trilling at him, but it's on charge up here, if you're wondering what that bring is. So still got some frogging to do there, but my 3799 is much happier with that instead of the black. I find black really harsh, really harsh. We went through Long Dog Leap Day Sal Day, and I didn't do very much because I had just started Castles in the Air the day before. So I did pick it up. I picked up page 5, and the bit I did, I think these are pomegranates. Anybody who's done the Pilgrim, tell me what you think they are. I think they're pomegranates. Anyway, I came down here, came along, did this bit and did most of that pomegranate. It's not very much. And my little antelope deer thing here, he's floating, Y1 stitch. He shouldn't be, his toes should be touched down, but all of this section here, basically, the flamingo is misplaced. He's gorgeous, but he's misplaced. So everything counted around the flamingo is slightly out. So, oh, there it is. There's my Pilgrim. That's where I am on that. I love it. Oh, I love it, I love it. Anyway, so I did very little. It was literally like 400 or 500 stitches on him, on Long Dog Leap Day Sal Day, because I was doing Castles in the Air, and I'm singing Diamonds in the Stream to it because it's Castles in the Air. Every time I pick it up I do it. So I started in the middle, just the middle's just around about this bell. I've got a bit of tuft in it. I've already frogged that bit out once. This is a 40 count. About there. It's about this colour. It's what I'd call teal. It's not actually in real life. It's not far off the colour of my top, which is also green. Anyway, they're very blue in the thing. And here we are. So I am doing one strand of dinky dye. This is Quicksilver, so it's actually a grey. I'm going to bring you up as close as I can. There we go. I think that's about 6% done. I did 2% the first day, second day, third day, and ground to a halt. I started something else. So there we go. So I'm doing one strand over 2 on a 40 count linen in this colour, which was called Lagoon or something, I think. I got it from Casa Salina in Italy. Came very, very, very quickly. Last video was me opening that packet up and I was thrilled to bits because I'm not quite right. Anyway, so I did get a start on that, and that's the dinky dye Quicksilver. Absolutely beautiful. Loving stitching on that, but I've got so much other stuff to get on with. And then the other thing I started on this piece of very stiff, it needs to soften up a bit. Aida, 20 count Aida, so exactly the same size stitches as the 40 count linen, and I'm using the sulky 12 weight that I bought at the same time from Wool Warehouse that I opened last time, and this is, I can't even remember what it's called. It's an ink circles, and I will put it up along the bottom what it's called, because I cannot remember. Castle something. It's got goggles in it. So I thought, because I still haven't decided what colour to do on the inside of these, because there's obviously a full pattern on it, very ink circly, very geometric, beautiful, very like long dogs, absolutely love them. But it's so pretty and I'm really enjoying it. And there we go. It's really lovely. Look, that's a bit of an over my shoulder throw, wasn't it? I haven't decided on the colour, so I'm just going to batter on with the border and I'll come up with a colour for the inside later. Doesn't matter. I've got a whole piece to fill. The middle is at the top of this, so if it repeats, it's going to be about that size square, so it's going to fit this piece of Aida. So I've got plenty of border to do, really enjoying it. Can't look up what it's called because it's on my phone in Pattern Keeper. It's number 57 anyway of ink circles. Right, sulky 12 weight, loving it, absolutely loving it. Does everybody else? Does it shred and fall to pieces for everybody else, or am I just ferocious? Is it because I'm using a very rigid Aida that needs to get a grip and soften up? I like my Aida like this, floppy. This is how I like my Aida. That's the last thing to show you. But I don't know. I am cut a length maybe that long, 18 inches or so, and I'll get to, normally I'll stitch to, oh, my ends are not more than an inch. They're the length of the needle, my ends. I stitch to the very end of my thread every time. It's just how I am. But the sulky, I'm wasting 5 or 6 inches every single time. It starts to shred, come apart, rethread the needle, shreds, comes apart again and again. It's a bit annoying. I love the way it stitches. I love the way the stitches lie flat. It's really, really beautiful, but it's shredding. I appreciate that might be me. Anyway, I'm enjoying that and I will get on with it. Right, last whip is the key. Now, we've gone into November, so full coverage fanatics are doing the Wheel of Fortune, and basically you pick your words. So there's a choice of Northern Hemisphere words, seasonal words, or Southern Hemisphere words. I've printed out all 3 pages because, yeah, guess what? I'm going for all 3. And then you pick a level. I think there was 50, 250 or 500 stitches per letter. So far, I started with the Northern Hemisphere words and I'm using the key for all of these words. So there we go. You can see how many stitches I've got done each day. There we go. And the letters I've done. Mostly because I finished all the black stitches on the key, and because it's huge, and that's even upside down, I am going to put in a clip that I've taken already of it because it's too big to hold up neatly and try and talk round. So I'm going to put that in right here. Okay, so here is the key. I've had to make a little separate clip of this because it is so big. The stitched area is going to be 2 foot by 3 foot, just about, slightly over 2 foot. It's 25 inches wide between the edges. And I have colour completed the black, which was 7,000 stitches, and that has brought me up to my 20,000 stitches in 2020 for full coverage fanatics. But I started this the very end of March, so there's currently 37,000 stitches in it, started from March. Obviously I've got ever such a long way to go. This is 21% complete. We're aiming for 4 years to get this done. Me and my middle daughter. So I had 1 stitch left of black, and it took me nearly half an hour to find it, scrolling through the pages, zoomed in on the pages on my phone. It took me nearly half an hour to find it, and the stitch was that one. Oh, it took me so long to find it. So this is 14 count Ada. I am stitching it 2 strands over 2. And if you look at the bits that are finished, the coverage is fine. Even on the black, let's find a bit of black. There, yes, you can see little bits through. But all in all, obviously, it's going to be finished as a wall hanging, because this is way too big to frame. Way too big to frame. When it's hanging on a wall, probably have to go at the top of the stairs. It's the only place in the house with a big enough piece of plain wall. But 4 years' time, who knows where we'll be. So, well, maybe we'll still be in this house, but who knows. Yeah, I love it. You can clearly see now, the top of the key. There's my dragon. There's where his tail's going to wrap. I love this, having the black outline is fabulous. And there's the key. So there we go. And what I thought I would do next, I was thinking of just doing the full extreme cross country for each colour, but I thought no. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to complete this brick. That one there. I'm going to fill in this brick completely. And to that end, last night I picked 2 colours. You can see there's a purple. Come on, does it make focus? There's a purple and a navy blue as well as black there. That was the 2 colours. And what I did was I got a length of DMC, so that's 3 strands of 2. So I worked all 3 strands of each colour into the brick until I ran out. So I ran the purple up the side, and anywhere where there was a few stitches over like here, I just did them. So that's that. And there's my key. Too big to hold up, so I shall insert this in when I talk about it. So that's my key. I'm really super pleased with it. I love it. It actually probably is one of my most favourite pieces that I'm doing, and I've got a real push to get it done because I love it. So here it is, and this is how I roll. Here it is. Here's my head. What I do is I stitch and put my little tiny, what size is this? This isn't a Q-snap, this is an R&R craft frame. It's what I can buy easily in Hobbycraft in the UK here. I can get Q-snaps. Oh, it's an 11. It's an 11 by 11. I'm gonna make a little bag with like a, instead of a flat project bag, I'm going to make one with like gusset side. I don't know, I'm working on it to fit my 11 by 11. I put my Q-snap where I want it, my R&R craft frame where I want it, and the rest dangles. I just dangle it on my lap, just pile it up round me. I don't roll it up, I don't hold it, because even if I had my mum's Lowry stand, my mum's got a Lowry stand, I didn't know. I went into a house and went, what's that? She was like, oh, that's my stand. She's had it years. I didn't know she had a Lowry stand in her living room. I just never looked, you know. She's always got a piece of embroidery in the room on the go. My mum has a Lowry stand. Who knew? Anyway, so even if I was holding it in a stand, it would be clamped and I'd still just have all my loose fabric, just floppy. This was rigid. This Ada, when it arrived, was like this. And 37,000 stitches later, it's floppy and I love it. And I still haven't serged the edges. Oh well, I've given myself a hole, 2 inches to play with, so yeah, let it all just unravel. I'll sort myself out one of these days. Anyway, so here's what I'm going to do. There's my brick. There, fits beautifully in the frame. And I'm going to just start again tonight with the next colour, and I'm going to see how much of this I can get filled in. I'm not going to do all of the words. I'm going to do all of them, so full coverage phonetics. I'm going to do all of the Northern Hemisphere words with the key. So I've got another 9 boxes. So that's another 2,200, because I'm 57 up. 2,200 stitches to put in the key, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which is going to be about a third of this brick. So I will make good progress on that brick. I don't know if there's a moth on that brick. The fun bit and why I bought it, because I love the drag, I love the key, I love the leaves at the top, but I knew there would be an awful lot of grey, and there is a lot of grey coming up. But every now and again on the grey you get, and I know I've already stitched one, you get a moth. So the fun bit is going to be, I'm not going to overlook at the pattern now. The fun bit's going to be finding the moths. I'm not going to I found that one because I was doing the bingo and it was an insect and I knew I had insects on that, and that's the reason that moth is stitched, because I did the 1,000 stitches just on that little moth. That was 1,000 stitches, that moth. I'm not going to go looking for the moths. I'm going to find them as I stitch them now. So Northern Hemisphere words are going to be the key, and I'll get them done probably today and tomorrow. And then I've got seasonal words, and I've got Southern Hemisphere words, and I'll pick something else. I might pick a different one for each of the words. The longer words, I might do some Shooting Star, I might do some of my Mini Autumn's Promise, which I've not picked up again since. There he is, another little custom mills. One of the ladies commented that she did the Fragile Story Keep. I'm doing the Fragile Story Keep as well. Hopefully eventually I'll get that done too. But here's another custom mills Mini Autumn's Promise. So I might do a bit of that one. I'm just going to stitch on whatever I fancy. I'm definitely going to crack on with part 2 of that. I'm definitely going to do some full coverage for my challenges, and whichever long dog takes my fancy. Pandemic is calling me. Pandemic was calling me the last time I did a video. It's still calling me. Haul wise, yeah, not a lot of haul. I did buy my first bit of something off Facebook selling group, and a lady was selling some fabric from her stash, and I looked through them, and she had 4 or 5 pieces that I really wanted, and she said she had all of them still left over, and she sent them to me, and actually they match my thing, and they're all, turns out, I don't think she sent me the ones that I asked for, because I have 4 pieces all cut from the same piece. But the biggest bit, I think it's all 18 count, The biggest bit is big enough for a sampler, and it is hand dyed. It is speckled. I don't know if you can, you can. It's lilac and navy blue, and every now and again there's a different, you know, as the colour's broken, there's a slightly different one, but it's really speckly, and it's quite a, there, it's that colour, it's lilac, and I call that lilac. Austenland, one of my favourite films. I know, it's cheesy as hell, I love it. I can just see her going, I call that lilac. Don't know how you feel about peach. Oh, I call it salmon. Sorry, terrible, terrible, terrible. But look, I've got lots of little pieces, so I don't know what I'm going to do with all these little pieces. This one is a long skinny, and this piece has less speckles, but it's exactly the same long skinny, less speckles. Yeah, and then there was a piece of 14 count in a nice sky blue. It's looking more colonial blue there than it's actually quite a sky blue colour. So it's the first time I bought something off Facebook buy and sell page, and didn't quite get the pieces I asked for, but very nice. We'll be putting some sort of sampler on this. I'll count up to see what size I can fit on it. I actually think I might do a more traditional sampler. I love Scarlet House ones. Oh, there's always a good old Plum Street, something quite traditional, so I'm not too sure what to do with them. Looking at them again, I do like the fabric. It's a lovely colour. I love the speckle. It'll be lovely on a sampler where you see a lot more of the fabric behind it. So that's about me. I've shown you my finishes, I've shown you my whips, I've shown you my wobbly project bags. I've been doing some Fimo last couple of days, so hopefully there'll be some different needle minders. I spent some time on Pinterest at my work, because we do get quite, sorry, my leg is gone to sleep. Oh dear, my leg has gone to sleep because I'm sitting sort of on my knees there, so I was propped up well. So yeah, I spend a lot of time on Pinterest looking at stuff. I wish I could like take my sewing or my knitting, but I don't think that would go down terribly well, because I am sort of standing behind a bar, and you don't often get people standing behind a bar doing some knitting. No, so yeah, I don't think they'd like that very much. So I'd spend a lot of time sitting scrolling on Pinterest and saving pins of just about everything known to man. So I've got lots of ideas and lots of things that I could do, so I'll get on with all of that by and by. When I get some time, I need to get some sleep, I need to do some sewing, I need to watch, we need a result to the election. Actually, my kids are hooked. My oldest daughter is absolutely hooked. She's the 17-and-a-half-year-old, she's nearly 18, that's applying for university at the moment, and yeah, her and her friends are totally into the US election. Like, she actually messaging me at work, oh, he's pulled ahead in this state and all this many votes here and that many votes there, and I'm like, calm down, it's going to be weeks. It's going to be weeks, and it's America. But I really feel that it does affect the whole globe. It really does, doesn't it? It's not just America, it's how the countries work together, and yeah, anyway. It's been fun. I've found people to watch that I never used to watch, and yeah, it's great fun. Spend a lot of time watching political stuff on YouTube. Anyway, so that's about me. I've shown you everything I've got. Didn't have a lot of haul. Oh, my crochet. Didn't show my crochet. Oh, see, back up in my room, so everything's right here. When I've been tired, which has been quite a lot in the evenings, I have sat and done more of my jumper. So there we go, I've done down to there. It's very stripy. So I'm now down to my, you can see how different this colour scheme is to me. I've gone down to there, and I've still got quite a bit of yarn on this. I nearly bought another one and then thought, well, I'll wait until they've still got them in my Hobbycraft. I thought, oh, I'll wait until I've run out of yarn. Now my hobbycraft is closed for a month, so might need to find something else to knit if I get to the end of my ball, which I don't think I will just yet. Hang on, I'm just going to dive down into the crap and see if I can find my crochet. Oh, I can see it, it's just there. 2 seconds. Here's my crochet. That picture up there, by the way, is one of mine from, oh, can I angle? There. The light's holding it really badly, but it is a picture, oh, sorry, I'm just showing you a right load of rubbish. I did that when I was 15 or 16 years old. It is silk and sequins, and I made a whole load of Dorset buttons, which is where you get a, I might take you up there and show you that. I did that when I was really young and my parents got it framed for me. So this is the beautiful shawl that I am wanting to make, called goodness knows. Oh my god. I sense Eric's been at this. Can you see my piece of paper? It's quite holy. Eric has definitely been chewing my paper. Anyway, I did get a start. It's not very, I'm going to need a lot more yarn here. So there's my start. Let's get that to the back. There we go. So following a written pattern rather than a, this one came written and as a diagram. Diagrams are much easier to follow. This one is just written and it just says, it's when you're used to reading knitting patterns, so it's starting to do the shape thing, and it's lovely and drapey. See how heavy and drapey it is. So this is quite a dark navy blue colour in real life. A little bit greeny, I don't know. It's lovely. So that is just the very, it's that much. I've got a long way to go, but I did start it. Only problem with doing it is I can't watch the telly. Well, I can do it like I sew. I can listen and I'll look up if something sounds exciting, or when somebody on a Flosstube goes, look up, look at this, I'll go, oh, that's fabulous, and look up at the telly. Otherwise you just kind of down here, you know, either stitching or crocheting or something, you know, you don't look up very often. So I'm keeping that in a little pack. Eric's obviously been at that. That was nice of him. So I am currently 23. This is my technical counting. So technical counting, each row's marked there. I'm just literally following the pattern for the row, crossing off the row, moving on. But when you're used to reading knitting patterns, a crochet pattern makes no sense. I give you Chap 3, DC and same DC, DC and next 22 DC, star 2 DC and next DC, DC and next 13 DC, repeat from star 19 more times, DC and next 9 DC, 2 DC into last DC, turn. What? I literally have to go Chap 3, chain 3, right, DC in same SC. What am I doing? That's literally me crocheting. It's hard. I can do it. I can follow it. I will not be beaten by it. But I'm slow, and I'm sorry about the crimping there. Put that back where it belongs. On the floor. Down in the gap. That's me. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you want my wobbly project bag, it's not a wobbly project. It's just my skin is totally thin, really thin. And what I'll do when I list my next bits of project bags, I'm going to put a little disclaimer on saying I'm not a professional sewer. I'm not pretending to be a professional sewer. This is a hobby. I do this because I enjoy doing it and because I love fabrics and I love sparkles and I love reusing denim and yada yada yada. you know. So there. Anyway, thank you to everyone who commented. I really do. I know I'm crap and I know I don't answer comments, but I know I should, and I'm just a bit tired and crap at the moment. Again, one really good idea from the Marzipan Stitcher said, could you turn your daughter's, I'll just get one, but these little guys into frogging needles? I assume Stitch Ripper? And the answer is yes. Yes, I can. And when I do, one of these will be yours, Marzipan Stitcher. I'll send you one. Because that was a really, really super idea that I had not thought of. I'm going to put a little, I'm going to find where they are most comfortable, possibly there. So possibly in the top of her head, I will drill a hole and put a frogging needle, a little steam ripper in. It's such a good idea. Thank you for the idea. And I'm going to steam on forwards with that and get a few little seam rippers. Get the little smallest, neatest ones I can. I've also been thinking about needle threaders, doing little like Fimo around the needle threader. I haven't ever tried the metal ones that look like have got like a hook each end. I'm going to get a couple of those just to try them out, because I don't really use needle threaders. I'm a licker and a folder. But I am getting old, and you know, it's getting worse. So yeah, so that was an idea, lovely idea from somebody else. So I'm gonna, but I really like the needle threaders. I only ever use the ones that are like the diamond of wire that you poke through and then it pops open, you poke the needle and you pull it back. But I know they break all the time, and I don't want to use one of those to make, you know, make a lovely little Fimo thing as the bit you hold, and for it to just break the first time it's used, because they do break and they are pretty disposable things. So I'll have a little think about that one. And yeah, I'm in the mood for Fimo at the moment, so I'm going to get on. I've got another pile of bags all wonder clipped up ready to machine very carefully. And on we trot. So I shall see you next time. Why is my frame like this? It's absolutely, oh no, it's not quite rigid. Oh, there we go. I was looking at that going, oh, that's really squint. And I tried to move it and didn't, and just apply more pressure. I'm talking nonsense now. Thank you so much for watching me. Hopefully, I always say this, I always say it, and I always lie. It won't be 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks before I do another one of these. I'd really like to do one every week, because when all I'm doing is working, sleeping and stitching, let's be honest, that's the only other thing I'm doing with my time. I've got quite a bit to show, so I'd like to do one every week. We'll see if I can sort out a day where I can actually just make a quick video, and then it won't be a really long video, it'll be like a medium-sized video. There we go. Don't know if there's anything to tag on the end of this. I'll have a little look through my spool and see if there's anything. I do take little videos every now and again, so I'll have a little look see and see if there's anything I can add on. Other than that, back in lockdown here, which is fine. It is what it is. It's only the only thing that's not open is pubs, restaurants, anywhere that isn't predominantly takeaway. Drive through Costa, drive through McDonald's, all open. Not that we've been to McDonald's, we did get a Costa last night. Got a Quality Street purple one, Christmas latte, very nice. Not quite as nice as the gingerbread latte, but very nice. It's my Friday treat. And yeah, we have slipped. The leaves have basically gone from the trees here. We are slipping very rapidly into winter. And that's me done. I'll see you very soon. Everybody stay safe. If you're stuck in your houses, just keep stitching. Keep watching Flosstube. Keep stitching. Just keep sane. And stay healthy, yeah? Okay. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. So here's my picture. Please excuse the dust. It is so dusty. This is what I did back in the day. So I used to draw these little things everywhere. They were my things. This little jester and that little guy. He is a satin that I bought a 10 centimetre strip of. and he is 2 silk scarves, and they are all handmade Dorset buttons and a load of sequins. There he is. He was a leapy thing. I used to draw them on everything, and that was just some silks and stuff that I pleated up just to make the border. The frame has squashed it just a little bit, and I'll always be grumpy that that button needs to be unpopped. All these years it's been stuck. It's been stuck there for 30 years maybe. I think I was 16 when I did this, and my parents got it professionally framed for me, which was really nice. Apart from that one button, which is, I have cobweb. Please excuse the cobweb. I'm not very house proud, and you can actually see in the reflection all my stash and crap reflected. So that's quite enough of that. Show you some of our autumn colours. On my way to work, the clocks rolled last night, and it is getting on for middle of the morning, and it is pouring down. As you can see, we're very autumnal here. We're about done. Look at this grey old miserable day, and I'm off to work. See what it's like. It's a double rainbow. Hang on, this car coming past. We have got a double rainbow in the sky. It is that raining. There we go. There's a big double rainbow. Here we are. And there's autumny UK. Wow, that rainbow's bright. Look at that. Hey Eric, I'm having some trouble finishing off my spooky Halloween. That's where I am. As you can see. Having some trouble from the Perry one. It's being a bit of a pest. Rick. This is what a bad cat looks like. Get off it. Yeah, he just sits here and bounces all the time. Eric. He does this all the time. You bad pussycat. You bad pussycat. What a funny boy. There we go. I have a finish. Spooky Halloween. Hey!